Hey guys, welcome back to the Ultimate Goosebumps Man channel. And today I've got a pretty exciting video for you guys. I'm going to be doing a small DVD haul video. I'm going to be showing off 3 official DVDs that I recently got in the mail for the Goosebumps show, obviously. And also I'm going to show off 3 customs that I made because I'm really proud of those, how those turned out, and I just want to share them all with you guys. So, yeah, nothing much else to say. I'm just going to get started. Now, I will say, you know, these DVDs hold a special place in my heart because I remember being a kid and going to mainly Walmart is where I saw a lot of these growing up. And I just have memories of, you know, digging in the $5 movie bin and finding a couple Goosebumps DVDs. The main one I remember being Blob That Ate Everyone, which I don't have in this set, but of course I do want to get them eventually because I'm starting to collect the DVDs now, so. But yeah, I remember a lot of childhood memories of going to Walmart, finding these DVDs, having a fun time just looking at them and staring at the episodes. I never bought any of them because at the time I was still kind of scared to watch the show. And of course nowadays as an adult, I love it. So I'm really glad I finally got to get some of these DVDs. But yeah, these bring back a lot of childhood memories. So finally being able to hold some of these in my hand is really cool, and I'm really excited. So, first DVD I'm going to start off with is A Night in Terror Tower. Now, I'm not a big fan of the Terror Tower episodes, the 2-parter. It's okay, but I think it's a little overhyped, in my personal opinion. And, yeah, it's just not great. But I do think that it's a well-made episode. Not going to get into too many details on this because I obviously want to go into more in-depth at my episode review, and that won't be until a while, so just getting my brief thoughts right now. So yeah, not a huge fan of Terror Tower's episode. It's okay, but not one of my favorites. And then this also comes with another episode, and I'll show you that in a second, but basically the format of these DVDs, for any of you guys who don't know, if you haven't collected any of the DVDs or just haven't really heard of them, or maybe you're just learning about Goosebumps for the first time. Basically, the DVDs, especially this format of DVD, which is the second series, I believe, because there was a Series 1 wave of DVDs that came out in like the early 2000s, and they had pictures of the, you know, original Tim Jacobus cover art that we all know and love from Goosebumps. And those typically were just a single 2-parter on one disc. So you get ones like Welcome to Dead House, Night of the Living Dummy 3, Werewolf of Fever Swamp, Ghost Next Door, Cry the Cat, you know, all those big 2-parter episodes. Haunted Mask 2 is another example. And that was all you got in the DVD, was just that. Just the 2-parter, and that was it. But then in Series 2, they revamped the covers, as you can see here, with this more in-depth, detailed, more cinematic style artwork, which I think is really cool. And I really enjoy the way these look. I honestly prefer them to the Series 1 DVDs. I just think they're unique. They add a bit more substance to them. They're more interesting to look at, in my opinion. As great as the Tim Jacobus covers are, we got those in the books, and I love looking at those covers. And I don't like the border on those DVDs either. It looks very similar to the 2003, 2006 reprints. That, again, I'll get to those whenever I get some of those DVDs. And I do a haul, I'll do more in-depth talk about those ones, but I personally prefer this style of them. I just think it's more unique. It just adds a different flair to Goosebumps that I think is well needed. And I just love this. I love these designs. So, yeah. All I really gotta say about my thoughts on the DVDs themselves. So let's actually get into more detail on Terror Tower. So this is, I think, the first ever Series 2 DVD, if I'm not mistaken. And, you know, again, I love it. I think it's fantastic. The design is nice with the tower. You got the executioner up in the window there, which I really like. And of course, the ominous fog light coming through the doors, I think looks nice, and the font looks cool. So yeah, I just think these are really cool. In the back here, with the DVDs for this, you get multiple episodes on a DVD, which I prefer over the single one. And I know later DVDs from that series did have multiple episodes, usually just 2. But these DVDs, the Series 2 ones, range from anywhere from 2 episodes to, in one rare case, 4 episodes. And typically the DVDs with 2-parters, like The Night in Terror Tower, have just 2 2-part episodes. So, as I showed before on the back here, this DVD comes with A Night in Terror Tower, the 2-parter, and then also the Stay Out of the Basement 2-parter, which I think is actually really good. Again, not a big fan of Terror Tower, but Basement is so good. And you can check out my episode review if you want more details. That one's already up. But I absolutely adore this episode. I think it's great. The book is great too. And then, these are both Season 1 episodes. Terror Tower came after this, and Terror Tower was actually an R.L. Stine special. Which, if you don't know what those are, again, for those of you who aren't super familiar with Goosebumps, an R.L. Stine special was, there were 6 of them throughout the course of the series. Just in Seasons 1 and 2, though. Once you get Season 3 and 4, they didn't do that anymore, which kind of sucks, but there were 6 episodes in the first 2 seasons where R.L. Stine hosted the beginning and then closed out the episode at the end, kind of like a Crypt Keeper from Tales from the Crypt. He was very similar to that. And those episodes were The Haunted Mask, A Night in Terror Tower, The Werewolf of Fever Swamp, Night of the Living Dummy 3, Welcome to Dead House, and Haunted Mask 2. So yeah, and those are all usually pretty solid. Aside from Terror Tower, I think all of the R.L. Stine specials are great. And Dummy 3 is not my favorite either, but it's still solid. It's still a solid one, but still not amazing. My favorite of those is probably Haunted Mask 2. But anyway, going on a tangent here. Yeah, so there's Night in Terror Tower's DVD. Pretty cool. It's a nice little... It's just a nice thing to have. And I like the style of them a lot, too. Sorry about that, guys. There was a notification on my phone I had to close out. But, moving on. The next DVD I have is Go Eat Worms. Now, this is another variant of the Series 2 DVDs, as you can tell by the format. Again, I really like this cover a lot with the worms and the spaghetti. I think that looks really nice. Of course, the Goosebumps logo has this nice kind of 3-dimensional look, which I really enjoy. But this is the second variant of a Season 2 DVD, where it would basically be the most, this is the most common variant of a Season 2 DVD. I'm sorry for all the stuttering. I'm tired today, so I apologize if I stutter a lot, but yeah. This, again, as I said, second variant. And this one would include 3 single-part 20-minute episodes. And usually those ones were kind of the more filler episodes. Most of them, some of them are pretty solid, but there are also a lot of duds. I think this DVD, it doesn't have the greatest episodes on it. I think 1 is really solid of the 3. But I do like this cover a lot. This looks really nice. But then in the back here, as you can see, there are 3 episodes. You got Go Eat Worms, Bad Hair Day, and Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes. Now, Go Eat Worms and Bad Hair Day are not great, in my opinion. They're pretty rough episodes, especially Go Eat Worms. Bad Hair Day is solid, it's decent. But Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes is one of my favorite episodes of all time. Probably in my top 10. I think it's really well done, really eerie, and it's just great. All around, really fun episode, really enjoy it. But yeah, this is the second variant of a Season 2 DVD, as I mentioned. The 3 episodes on a disc. So, just Go Eat Worms. Now, the final of the official DVDs that I got is the third variant, ironically enough. I got all 3 variants of the Series 2 DVDs in this set. And this one is the only one of the Season 2 DVDs that have this, or Series 2 DVDs. And that is Monster Blood. Now, this DVD is unique because it includes 4 episodes instead of the usual 2 or 3. And it's an interesting way. It's probably one of the most bizarre choices. I'm not sure why they went with 4, but I think it's a really cool DVD. I remember seeing this one all the time at Walmart as a kid, and just loving the cover of it. I think it looks really cool with the monster blood dripping down the stairs. You got the rat there, some sneakers, the glowing logo. It all looks really nice. And like, again, it looks almost like what you would see like in a modern horror movie, low budget kind of idea. I think it looks really nice. But the 4 episodes on here are all pretty solid. I think this is probably the best DVD of the group. It has Monster Blood 1. I never understood why they called it either 1 or Part 1, because it's not really a 2-parter technically. Because when you got here, you got the episode More Monster Blood, which I think is overall pretty solid. I think the Monster Blood episodes are decent. The book is not my favorite, but again, I think the episodes definitely are better. And fun fact about More Monster Blood, again, for those of you who don't know, this episode was pretty much it was an original episode made just for the show. It wasn't based on any other Monster Blood book. It basically is just kind of a creator's choice and just a unique way of bringing something else to the show. Kind of like what they did with Trilogy. It's very similar. But I think More Monster Blood is honestly better than the first one. It's about monster blood on a plane, which is pretty cool. But the other 2 episodes are some of my all-time favorites. If you saw my overrated, underrated episodes video I did with Goosebumps Completionist, you will know that I love this episode, which is How to Kill a Monster. I think this is a fantastic episode. Such a fun time. If you're into more of the goofy, quick episodes of the show, you're wanting to get into it, How to Kill a Monster is a really fun one. It's just breakneck pace, non-stop action the whole time, and it's just a really fun one. And then the other one you got is The Girl Who Cried Monster, which is one of my all-time favorite episodes. It's probably one of the scariest episodes of the show. The monster design for Mr. Mortman is really sweet. I think he is probably one of the scariest monsters in the show, portrayed brilliantly by Eugene Lipinski, who also ended up voicing Rocky in Night of the Living Dummy 3. And he's been in some other things too, non-Goosebumps related. But he was great at that. It's an amazing episode. Watch it if you haven't watched it. But if you're maybe an adult who has kids and you're looking to get your kids into Goosebumps, this one would not be a good place to start, because it is one of the darker and scarier ones. Yeah, I recommend starting them off with something like Monster Blood, or maybe something like Bad Hair Day or Go Eat Worms, something a little more silly and lighthearted, and then when they're older, kind of start showing them the scarier episodes. But yeah, Monster Blood is a great DVD, a lot of great episodes on it. Really excited to finally own this in my collection. So, there's that one. And, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I just dropped that. I forgot to mention that this cover, I'm not sure if this is actually legitimate or not, but looking at the Art of Goosebumps book that was released, don't remember how long ago, but it was a book that showed all of the cover arts and then kind of talked about, you know, interviews with Tim Jacobus and R.L. Stine, and it always would show concept sketches that Jacobus would do when designing the covers. And in the Monster Blood section, there was a concept sketch that looked very similar to this cover design. So I'm curious to know if the designer looked at that original concept art and kind of based this around that. I'm not sure, since that book came out way after this DVD released. I'm not sure. Does it say anywhere on here? 2008. This came out in 2008. So, yeah. I'm guessing, I'm not sure if this is just coincidental or not, but it's a cool little detail to point out. So, yeah. And that's it for the official DVDs. Now moving on to my customs, which I'm really excited to show you guys. I'm really proud of how these turned out. So, yeah, let's get into them. Starting off with The Ghost Next Door. Now, this is obviously a DVD that already exists. It's in the original Series 1 lineup with the Tim Jacobus art, and it's just the Ghost Next Door episode, which I will say is one of my all-time favorites. I love it. I also love the book. A lot of childhood memories of that one. But I just really wanted to design a modern one, since, again, I like this style more than the old DVDs, if I'm being honest here. Like, I just like this style more. But yeah, we got this this ghost hand ringing a doorbell. I thought that was just a cool way to kind of modernize it. And it just looks nice. I'm really proud of how these turned out. But then, on the back here, as you can see, I decided to combine 2 single DVDs from that original line and put them into one, since obviously with this format of the DVDs, when they based it on a two-parter, they would put another two-parter in there. So, yeah, I also included Welcome to Dead House along with Ghost Next Door in this design. Now, I will say this is not official. There's no actual DVD inside. It is just simply a custom. This is just a random DVD I found at Dollar Tree. I will say I did make my own disc art for it, which I'm really proud of. But again, there's no actual episodes on this DVD. I don't want to do anything illegal or reproduce anything like that. It's just for the aesthetic and for a collector. So, yeah. This goes next door. Moving on, we got another one of the remakes of older DVDs. That being The Werewolf of Fever Swamp. Another design I really like with the full moon, the swamp. I added Jacobus's werewolf design there, which looks really nice. And yeah, another one I'm really proud of the design for. And this one I decided to include an episode that never got a DVD release for some reason. And I'll get into that more with the next DVD I'll show, because that one is one that we all wanted on DVD but never got. But this DVD I decided to include another episode that never got a release. And that is Werewolf Skin. I just, I felt like it deserved one, and I felt like pairing the two werewolf DVDs up, or werewolf episodes up, made sense. So, yeah, this comes with Werewolf Fever Swamp and Werewolf Skin. Obviously, again, no actual episodes are on this. It's just aesthetic design, but there's the disc that I designed for it. But, yeah. Again, nothing too special. It's just for display purposes, but I just wanted to make it for the fun of it. And last but not least, the final custom I made is the one I'm most proud of. It's the one that I feel like we all wanted on DVD, but for some reason Fox and Scholastic never gave us it in either wave of DVD. And that one, of course, is The Haunted Mask. One of the most popular episodes of the show, and for some reason, we never got it on DVD. There was a VHS for it, which I may end up getting once I'm done collecting the DVDs. I may start getting the VHS tapes. But for some reason, we never got this on DVD. So I decided I will make my own to add to the collection, just to have on the shelf with the rest of the DVDs. I'm really proud of this design again with the mask. You got a candle, a jack-o'-lantern, the lightning strike in the background. And it's really cool because the window in the background actually kind of looks like the window it's sitting up against in the episode. And then you got the back here, which has the unloved ones, and you can see that window I'm talking about. And then I also decided to throw in the Haunted Mask 2, just because obviously it made sense to have the two Haunted Mask episodes on one disc, so that's what I did for my design choice. Really proud of this one. I think this is probably my best one. The most unique one. Here's the disc. But yeah, this is probably my favorite of my customs. I think this one turned out great. It's nice to have on the shelf with the rest of them to, add something to the collection, and something that is unique that nobody else has, and that probably, sadly, will never be released. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. So that's it. That is my entire DVD haul / custom show off. I don't want to call it that because I don't want to sound like I'm bragging, but it's basically what it was. So yeah, there was all 6 DVDs that I had to show today, and I want to thank you guys all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to subscribe, please do. I would really appreciate it. And make sure you check out the other videos on my channel. I've done a really great collab with Goosebumps Completionist in my last one that I'd recommend you check out. It was a really fun video. And yeah, I'm excited to keep posting more videos, and I want to give you all a huge thank you for just starting to grow my channel. And, for any newcomers, obviously, welcome to the channel. I'm glad you guys are here. But again, thank you to everyone who has subscribed and has helped grow this channel to more than what it used to be. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And I will see you all in the next video, and I hope you all have a scary day.